Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Access. In this module, I want to show you how you can use the make table query, the delete query, and the append query. So first of all, the make table query. So this will make a table based on a table of information you've already got. So let's do that one. Create query, query design. I'm going to add the customers table, and then I'm going to add not all the fields, because this attachment field isn't allowed. So basically just select from customer ID down to there, and then bring those down, just drag those down, put them into that first one. So we've got date founded. I want date checked as well, so let's get date checked. We've got the managers, I don't need the photo, I'll just bring this across to there. So I want everything that was checked after the 1st of August to be in a separate table. So I need to do a criteria option there. So 1st of August 24, click underneath that. That will give me the right symbols, the hashes, which means it recognizes that as a date field. So what I need to do now is I've just checked that. So what I need to do is make sure this says make table. When I click on make table, it gives me the option for a name. So I'll do TBL, call this archive, and then OK. And then when I run it, it's telling me that it's picking up 5 rows of information. I'll say yes, and then it's created the archive table at the top there. If I open it, what you get is the only 5 records that had a date checked field. If I just close this for a second and show you that, in customers, you only have those 5 fields that have got any information in that date checked column. So that has worked fine. There's my little archive table. And then I've got my make table feature working great there. And that's all you do for that one. I want to do another one now, which is going to be append. So I'll do another query. So create query, query design, adding customers. And again, I'm not going to add all the fields. I'll add the same fields. So the ID down to date founded, drag and drop. And I'll do date checked as well. I'm not really bothered about date checked in this one. So this is going to be an append query. But again, I want some criteria. So date joined less than the 1st of the first 24. So I want these to be appended to the archive table. So I'm clicking on append, and then I select the table I want it to go into, which is that one. And then I click OK. And you see it's coming in with the fields there. It's recognizing the fields. That's something you've got to watch out for. And when I run this, it should add those records on, there's only 2 of them, to the archive table, which only had 5 records from before. If I say yes to that, and then look at the archive table, it should now have 7 records, which it does, 1 of 7. So it's added those 2 on, that one 2098. 2098. So what I'm going to do now is do the delete query, and I'm going to use this archive table. So I'm going to delete records. Let's have a look at what we can delete. Every record for date joined that is before the 1st of January 2024. Let's do that one. So let's delete this, close that query down, not saving that one. So we create a new query, query design, bring archive. We're doing archive. And let's bring all the fields down. And then we go into date joined, and we want it less than the 1st of the first 24. That's the criteria, but we want a delete query. Remember, you've got no undo, so don't do this if you're not sure. So let's have a look at what this is going to do. Run. You are going to delete 3 rows. If you click yes, you do not have undo as an option. Remember that. So if you hesitate at this point, don't do it. I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to open the archive table, and it's gone from 7 down to 4. So it has worked. I haven't got any undo. So if you did that by accident, you'd have to hope that you had a good backup procedure. What I want to do next is a find duplicates query. But before I do that, I need to, in this archive table, just copy some of these records. So if I just highlight these two, copy them, and then paste them in there. Yeah, okay, I've copied 2 records. So you can see there's duplicates in there. We've got Helen and Dave, all the same. So I'll close that down. And then I'll close this down. And I'm not saving it. And now I'm going to do find duplicates query, which is in the wizard. Now it's quite useful, this one. And again, it's dynamic, so it will pick things up. And then when there's no duplicates, it won't show any. But if there are duplicates, it will then show them. So you should run it quite often. It's in the wizard. So find duplicates. Okay. It starts the wizard. So we're going to look at the archive table. So archive. Next. And then you've got to put in the fields that you think would be duplicates. So we're looking at first name and surname and company. Let's have a look at that, company. So you put those 3 things in there, and then when you think that's what might be duplicate, you can follow this across. Then you have to copy all the rest of the fields over so you can double check whether it is an actual duplicate or not. So I'll put them all over. Now the ID field's probably not going to be showing duplicate if it's got a primary key for definite. Now I'm not going to name this, I just want to show you how this works. I'll go finish, and then it shows me those duplicate records. And you can see there that you've got 2 ID number 10s. They're all the same. So Dave Jones, I could delete that one. Let me delete that one. Yep. And I'm checking this one, Helen Black. Different ID numbers, that happens a lot. You do a job, 10 years later you do another job, and you're still on their database, but you get put in as a new person. That's what happens there. So I'll delete that one. So now, if I close this down, it's automatically saved. When I run it again, find duplicates, it doesn't show anything, which is great. But if I then close it and go back into the archive table and copy another one, so let's fast forward a few years, you come and do another job, add you in again, close this down, run that query again, it then picks that up as a duplicate, and you can see the issues there. So that's all I want to talk about the find duplicates one. The last one, I'll just close this one down, is from the wizard also. If I go on that one, it's this find unmatched query wizard. So this is looking for records that don't exist in another table. So it says there, look, the query you create will list records in the table which I select in this list, which I'm going to go for customers, with a table on the next sheet. So I'll go for archive. If I go next, archive, that one, and then next. So it's basically asking me which of the fields that are equal, which is the customer ID. Now I know there's not as many items in this table. If I go next, you then pull in everything across, or whatever you want. You don't have to pull it all across. I will do. And then next, you're naming it, and that's what it will be saved as. If you don't name it, it's saved as that. Finish, and then it will list the records that aren't in the table. So this is finding unmatched records if you've got 2 tables which you think are pretty similar. Now if I close that one down, so those queries are, if I go back into query design, that one, you've got these queries. We've had a quick look at make table, append, update we did earlier, crosstab we did earlier, and delete we've done. We've then gone back to create and done the wizard options. Just cancel that. the wizard options where we've done through crosstab. We've gone through crosstab an earlier session. We've done duplicates and we've done unmatched records. So I'll just cancel that off. So hopefully this session has been of use. Thanks for your time. I'll catch you in the next one.